All right, back with you today. I got some limited edition boxed sets. These are ranging from 85 to 1990, I believe. And let's take all of this off of the screen. Start with the 1985 FLEER limited edition baseball. This one was distributed exclusively by McCroy's. They were like a variety store, I guess. Honestly, I do not remember them. So this was your display box that came with 24 of the box sets in here. And here you go. This is pretty cool. Has the checklist on the back. This one's awesome, 1985 FLEER. So figured, like I said, go through these, open one box up. I'm going to take this middle one open because it does not have a sealed, the sealed tape on there. So let's open this middle one, put the rest of these off to the side. All right. So let's start with the 1985 FLEER limited edition. Comes with logo sticker cards. And it's pretty cool set. Lots of Hall of Famers on here, of course. Awesome looking cards. Never actually, I don't remember the 85. So there's your stickers. So it's very similar, if not the same. No, they actually are different because they're blank back. But they're similar in look as far as the FLEER stickers that came in your boxes, in your packs back in the day. Your 85 packs. And here we go. Check that out. Who remembers these? This is cool. And I don't think they were in, the one thing I do remember is I don't think they were in number order. Maybe I'm wrong. 44, 44. Robin Yount there. Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famers. Yeah, okay, there you go. 33 of 44. So I was right. Dave Winfield. Man, these things are in fantastic condition. Fernando, nice. Ryan Sandberg. I mean, Willie Upshaw, Nolan Ryan there, loaded Hall of Famers. And the one thing I did not look at, but I'm sure there's probably lots of people out there that pick these up and get them graded. Nice Pete Rose. These are so sharp. These are just razor sharp. And this is one of the packs that was, like I said, the tape was already off. Nice Ripken there. How about a Darryl Strawberry? Second year card. That's pretty sweet. Jim Rice, Dave Stieb, Tim Rock Raines. I keep putting them upside down, but these 85 is, I believe, 82 was the first year I want to say that they came out with these box sets. And that was that the K-mart set, I believe, where it was the MVP series. And they took all the players from that set. It was the 40th anniversary or 20th anniversary, I think. They took the players from that set and they had they had used the card. Hey, there we go. Don Mattingly, there's my boy. They had used the card of their MVP season. So whatever card was on whatever year their MVP season was, is the card that they put on that. And that was the 82. So figured I'd just go through these box sets today. There's a nice George Brett, Reggie Jackson there. These cards are in just great condition. Fantastic shape. Loaded with Hall of Famers. So this set had 44 cards. And you could see came with 6 logo sticker cards, which is actually pretty cool. That's a different kind of set you can go after right there because different stickers. And that was your, let's see, let's lay them out this way. So that was your FLEER limited edition 85. Next set I had, let's see, I'm going to kind of go in the year order that I have these. This was your 87, I believe this is. I believe it's on the back. Yeah, 87. 87 TOPPS baseball highlights. This, I believe, was actually released by Woolworth. Look at that. Came right off. And these were not taped or anything, so that was that. $1.99 back in the day for that pack. And there we go. You get a super glossy photo cards and a stick of gum in this. And there is your checklist on the back there. Interesting. What is this gum going to be like? All right. Broken already. Let's see if we could take these out without getting... First card might have gum stuck to it. No, it does not. And there's another card in there. Okay. So probably the same as the FLEER, I'm guessing. And are not going to be in number order, especially now that I took the back one. Well, let's see. Was the back one 33? It was not. It was 29. So there you go. They are not in number order. Once again, baseball highlights, World Series, Game 6. That's pretty sweet right there. Boston Red Sox with Darryl Strawberry. The TOPPS Collectors Series. And like I said, it was Woolworth. Was it Woolworth? Yes, Woolworth. But I don't remember seeing Woolworth on anything. So not sure. Cecil Cooper there. Todd Worrell. Tim Raines, Hall of Famer. Don Sutton. Jim Rice. Still lots of big name Hall of Famers. Game 5 of your World Series, so it's pretty cool. It's got all the World Series game highlights in there, as well as World Series Game 2. Got a nice Tony Gwynn there. These are pretty sick. There we go. Don Mattingly. Can't go wrong with Don Mattingly. Jose Canseco, 87. So that's a second-year Canseco there. Nice Ricky Henderson on the Yankees. That's sweet. Mike Scott. Awesome cards. There is your World Series Game 1. Talks about your saves the game opener, the World Series opener. I can't speak or read right now. World Series Game 7 there. Game 6. Why do I feel like... Okay, it looks like they have multiple highlights from the World Series games. Pretty sweet. Steve Carlton, Roger Clemens. What a nice Wade Boggs. Mike Schmidt there, Rigetti, another World Series highlight, Game 5, Game 4. So it looks like a big majority of highlight cards actually in this set, 23. I wonder if it's like the last however many of the set. Yeah, 22. Dun, dun, dun. Let's check out the back real quick. Maybe we can figure it out. Well, it shows, it might be... I wonder if it is the last, 13 cards of the set, maybe, is highlight. No, maybe 15, 33, Mike Scott. Looks like the last, I don't know how many cards to end the set were these baseball highlight cards of the World Series. So pretty neat. So there you have it. There is your 85 baseball highlights there. Let's move on to the next set I have here, which is your 88. This one was TOPPS. Again, this was Revco, which was a drugstore company back in the day. Same thing, 24 complete sets in this. And here we go. Checklist of 33 cards once again. And is there a piece of gum in this thing also? God, I hope not. And this one was same thing. This one was exclusive for Revco, which I think, didn't they go bankrupt in 88, if I do remember? Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. And here we go. Let's see. They are probably not in number order. Yeah, once again, pretty cool how it shows on the back. Gives you one stat line from 87 there. Rick Sutcliffe, Russell, George Bell, Dave Stewart there, Harold Reynolds. Again, just a one line on the back. Definitely not as many Hall of Famers unless they're in the back. Okay, finally, we got a Wade Boggs here. There's a nice Fernando. Great looking Nolan Ryan. Again, these cards are so sharp and clean. This was a great pickup that I found. Very happy with it. Paul Molitor there. Charlie Huff. Nice Vince Coleman. Steve Pejrosian, Kirby Puckett, Roger Clemens, Kevin Seitzer, another Hall of Famer in Raines, Dawson, Danny Tartable. There's a nice McGuire there. Tim Wallach, Sam Well, and Bob Welch ends what we got in this set. So there we have it. There's our third set. Let me go on to the next one. I believe is this 88, I think. K-mart. Yeah, I believe this one's the 88 K-mart, and I have another K-mart. This one actually only had 23 packs in it, so what are you going to do? All right, here is our K-mart. So far we only had the gum in the 87. Thankfully, they didn't put them in the rest of these, I don't think. Or did they? Did the K-mart have it? Let's see. Can I even open the K-mart pack? Come on now. Oh, my goodness. No, it does have gum because there went a little piece. So why'd the Revco not have any? Revco said, no, we don't want gum. Of course it's stuck. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, the Brett got ruined. Oh, wait. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I am chucking the gum. No, I will not eat that. That could probably be polished off right there. I'm not worried about that. George Brett, Will Clark, Ricky Henderson. Check out the backs of these. No stats on this. Gives you a little blurb. Man of Steel. Dave Righetti. Mike Schmidt there. Andre Dawson. I mean, just great name after great name after great name in these sets. Such good-looking cards. Got a little bit of a gloss to it. Almost like the Tiffany set. Nice Nolan Ryan once again. Now, the centering on some of these are a little bit off compared to those other sets that I had opened. Pete Rose there, Tony Gwynn. Sick cards. Memorable Moments was the name of this one. I know they had different, bunch of different sets, of course. Once they started these limited edition sets, they just took it and ran with it. You had Kmart, the Revco, like we've seen, the FLEER. There were all kinds of different sets out there. Cal Ripken there, Ozzie Smith, another Don Mattingly, who I am not mad about right there. And there you have your Kmart. We have one more Kmart to go through in this video. And this is the 1990 design. This one was Baseball Superstars as opposed to the Memorable Moments. And these were actually cellophane packed, so it's pretty neat. Superstar team, a National League, and then they broke it up with American League, and then your two managers. Grab my knife here. Cut that sucker open. This is almost like the first pack that I'm opening today. 1990, same thing, 33 cards. I believe this was probably $1.99 also, like back in the day. Just like the other sets. Same thing, you get 24. So all of these boxes were actually 24. What is that? A fat piece of gum in this one? They bumped up. Oh, no, it's still regular size. What is that mini card? That's kind of cool. Piece of gum there. Sports fans and card collectors, a special introductory offer. Subscribe today and save 15%. TOPPS magazine there. So advertising, there you go, with your piece of gum. And we got your NL. Is this actually in number order? Nope, still not in number order. Joe McGray, and there are your managers. Tony La Russa, Roger Craig there. Julio Franco, Ricky Henderson once again, Doc Gooden, Guerrero, Jose Canseco, big names from the late 80s, early 90s. Jay Howell, Cal Ripken there. These are actually pretty sweet. At least this one actually has more of their stats on the back, which is nice. Mike Scott has a nice Nolan Ryan. Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog. Jerome Walton, Ozzie Smith, Dan Plesac, Howard Johnson. Pretty cool sets. Once again, figured I'd show you what I had here. Jeff Ballard. I almost said Belliard. That would have been, what's his name? The Belliard guy. Ronnie Belliard, was that his name? Kirby Puckett, Tony Gwynn there, Sid Fernandez. There we go. Don Mattingly once again. Loving life. Got a lot of Don Mattingly's here. Mickey Templeton and Craig Biggio is going to end your Kmart Superstars. The rest of these I am going to put in my eBay store, actually. And if you look in the description, there will be a link to that listing. And then there'll also be a one-time code that you can use to get 25% off of that listing. So if you're interested in these 5 sets that you see here, check out the description on this video. And while supplies last, go out and get yourself these 5 sets. They will come directly out of those boxes that you see in this video. And that's it. With that, I'll leave you with this. One man's junk wax, another man's treasure. Take care.